If you have acquired any of the relevant HubSpot hubs, whether in their Pro or Enterprise version, you may have noticed that there's a section where you can actually create new properties. Now, that's not something new or something major. You can actually do this across any hub, but the difference is that now you also have the ability of creating new custom and calculation properties. In this specific video, I'm going to show you exactly what calculation properties are, how to use them, and or leverage them for very specific use cases, such as deal amount, deal sales tax, and then getting deal amount minus that sales tax. Check it out. So we log into HubSpot and we go to our property section. But first we hit the gear icon and then scroll down to data management and properties. Now, once we're in properties, we're going to do a couple things. One, we're going to go to deal properties for this example, and I'm going to create a property. In this property, what I want to get is actually the sales tax from amount, right? So this would be an initial property that we want to do so that we can have an easier way of identifying pretty much what needs to happen with our properties, and then later on add a specific calculated property that will subtract the sales tax from our amount and give us like a more clear picture of what the total amount would be from, subtracting the amount minus its specific sales tax, right? So I'll hit next here, and I'm actually gonna do a calculated property, I'll choose calculation as the field type and set build calculation. So in this one, I'm going to choose currency, and then over here, I'm going to start building it. So instead of this number 1, I'm going to choose the amount. So once I choose the amount, what I want to do is actually multiply it. So you do see you have the plus sign minus this asterisk, which is generally the multiply, and also this this slash, which is the divider, right? So I actually want to do just a multiplier, and then over here I'm going to type in a number. So you don't have to click this because it will disappear, but just click the drop down, and what this is going to do is then give you the opportunity of multiplying that by whatever number you input here. So I want to assume in a very simple way just a tax of maybe 5%, right? So I would actually input 0.05 because this is what is going to get multiplied by the amount. So I'll just save this one, I'll create it, and now it is saved, right? So specifically in this case, and if we go to a specific deal, right, we will see now that we have and I'll go to George services right here, which is a deal, and then I'll go to view all properties. I will then hit and look for sales tax from amount, and I will add this to my view, right? Once I add it to my view, I'll go back, and it will most likely get updated within a few seconds, right? So we now see it update to $50, right? So that actually would be 5% from the amount. So now we got our sales tax from the amount. So that's great. Now let's suppose that what I want to calculate up next is just I want to see my amount, but also minus this sales tax, right? So it would be probably what I would call in this specific scenario, and without using too much accounting or finance jargon, I will call it my amount minus tax, right? So over here I'm going to go back to the settings portion of things. So we'll hit the gear icon, and I'm going to do properties, and in here I'm going to go back to the deal properties, and I actually want to create another property, and this will be again deal information, and I'm going to put amount minus sales tax. So that's what I just want to call it right now. It doesn't really have to be exactly this way, but it is one thing you can consider. And then as a value, I will choose a calculation and hit next on build calculation. And in here I want to again have it as a currency, and over here I actually want to choose the first calculated property that I use, right? So this would be and actually it wouldn't be this way. It would be first I would get the amount, the amount in total, and then the minus sign, and then just more easily put in here my sales tax from amount, custom property, custom calculated property. So now I hit create, and this now should give us in a moment as we update it. I'll go back to my deal, the amount minus the tax. So this would be kind of I bluntly, well, very simply called it amount minus sales tax, and I have it over here. So I'll just add it to my view. It hasn't yet updated with information, but we can definitely, once we add it and within a few seconds, it should update into having our amount minus the corresponding sales tax. And we see now that our amount has updated now. So perfect. So in this case, we now for sure know that this would be our actual amount without the sales tax. that we would kind of net from this deal. And here would be actually the sales tax, and these properties that we created, which are in themselves calculated properties, now help us have a better view of what our specific amounts that we calculated should be moving forward. And there you have it. Now you know how to create your own calculation property, and in this case, to get a better view of your specific sales tax, as well as subtracting that specific sales tax from your amount. But this doesn't really end here. You can actually extrapolate what you've learned here and use it across the board for calculation properties that are more relevant to your business. Remember, education is great, but the execution is where it's at. So go out there and be the hub hero that your organization needs today.